Let's go to the next part here. This is about by the way, if anybody's wondering about our capacity for regime change and how excellent our military is now at the moment, we had two horrible crashes in the South China Sea, which the president was asked about recently, which highlights our lack of military readiness. Let's take a listen.
Have you been briefed on the incident on the Nimitz, both a fighter jet and a helicopter?
I've heard about it, yeah.
Do you know what happened there? Was that?
They're going to let me know pretty soon. I think they should be able to find out. It could be bad fuel. I mean, it's possible it's bad fuel. Very unusual that would happen to me.
You don't think there was foul play or anything?
No, I don't.
Security threat?
No, they think it might be bad fuel. We're going to find out.
So the president said there it could be bad fuel, and there's a lot of questions here after this incident. Let's put this up here on the screen. A U.S. Navy helicopter and a U.S. fighter jet both crashed in separate incidents in the South China Sea. So both happened on October 26th, 2 days ago. A Seahawk helicopter went down at 2:45 p.m., quote, while conducting routine operations from the USS Nimitz. The helicopter was assigned to a helicopter maritime strike squadron. Search and rescue said that they rescued all 3 crew members, so thank God that happened. But following the incident, an FA-18 Super Hornet assigned to a different strike fighter squadron also crashed in the waters of the South China Sea. Both of the crew members successfully ejected, and they were safely recovered. Now, the Nimitz, as one of literally the largest aircraft carriers in the world, and is supposed to be one of the pride and joys of the U.S. Navy, and it's supposed to be decommissioned, by the way, I think next year. But the point remains is that this is supposed to be like a forward deployment of a great, projecting power of the United States military, and you have 2 separate crashes, and now they're saying bad fuel. How does that happen? The reason I'm sticking with this is that there have been a number of incidents that I always try to highlight whenever we're trying to pour trillions of dollars more into our defense budget, is at the basic level, like the actual functional level, we're falling apart at the seams. So we have awesome technology, the B-2 bomber, Operation Midnight Hammer, but from what I know, we barely had the fuel infrastructure to refuel the bombers. Like the stuff that actually makes them all tick and all the logistics in the background is highly inefficient, rolled up, destroyed by private equity, Raytheon, Lockheed Martin, all of these monopolies. There's been no competition in the sector. It's highly inefficient. It costs, unbelievable amounts of money. It's like hundreds of thousands of dollars per flight hour to keep these things up there. By the way, we've also been circling Venezuela for some reason more recently. So I just wanted to highlight the story just to show you all there's no cakewalk in the United States military. In fact, despite the $1 trillion that we spend now per year, it's probably never been less efficient at the actual functional level of all of this high-priced technology. And what did we all notice with the Houthis is that a very small force with no real organization, no nation state or anything, effectively was able to conduct all of these operations without being stopped, despite almost $1 billion or more worth of missiles that were fired at them. So everyone just keep that in mind. The asymmetric threat that we have witnessed now from China, from Russia, from Ukraine, and others just shows you how, Ukraine is a perfect example, is you have this massive Russian military, supposedly all technologically advanced, and the Ukrainians just come in with these drones and are able to screw them up. It's not hard, right? And we've seen that happen against us. China, apparently, there's all kinds of experiments going on the battlefield. So just a flag for anyone, there's a lot of people out there like we have the world's best military. We certainly have a great military, but it is not all that it is sometimes cracked up to be. And these are always what I point to as an example.
There's 2 pieces here. There's okay, well, what the hell actually happened?
Right.
Number 1. And number 2, Seth Harp, who wrote Fort Bragg Cartel and who's an incredible journalist, tracks military readiness. This is kind of his beat. He said, 17 Army helicopter crashes in 2024, the midair collision over the Potomac this January, 3 fighter jets that simply fell into the Red Sea in April and May. That was with regard to the Houthis. Another whole helicopter crew lost last month, and now this. Unmitigated chaos and incompetence in U.S. military aviation.
Yeah, he's right.
That pretty much sums it up.
He's absolutely right. And there's been numbers of these safety incidents all the time. In the Persian Gulf, there was an incident recently, which actually, a couple of guys were killed. Just to highlight that Yemen thing, this is just from a couple months ago. Put A-10, please, up on the screen. Second U.S. fighter jet falls overboard from the Truman aircraft carrier. Just the second time in 8 days, a U.S. fighter jet was lost to the Red Sea. Let's see.
Here, I can look it up.
18 Super Hornet. So my ballpark is like 60, 70 million. What is it? What's it say? Yeah, I'm going to guess like 70 million.
Yep, you are right.
All right,
Money.
there you go.
Between 60 and 70 million.
Between 60 and 70. Yeah, there you go. I swear I didn't have it in front of me. Yeah, and by the way, that's a cheap one, just so you're all aware. That's a cheap one. 60 to 70 million dollars. So that's 140 million that just slid into the sea. What do they say? There was like rough seas or something. I'm like, something tells me that in World War II, whenever we were fighting the Japanese with limited radar, and it was one of the great sea forces that the world had ever seen, that they also had rough seas, and it didn't happen all that often. Just my personal thought. So it's one of those where when I look at this, I just see it, and it's not on the service members. It's really not. It's on the higher ups, and it's on the design. It's on the structural design of all of these monopolies, of focusing on the wrong thing, of being excited by flashy technology, and not on the guns and the bullets and the ability to just function at a very basic level. And to the extent Russia has found success on the battlefield in Ukraine, it's because they operate more like a World War I military than any modern military. They need men, they need ammunition, and they need shit at home that produces ammunition. That's all you need. And you can actually be quite successful. So yeah, and oil, by the way, to sell to other people. And that's it. We don't need AI or data centers or any of that stuff. It's nice. It's definitely nice to have, but it's not going to win in the long run. And so you can see all the signs here for catastrophic failure if something ever popped off.
Yeah,
who knows?
I mean, we've outsourced all of our capacity.
Yeah, of course.
To the military-industrial complex. It's a bunch of monopolies. I mean, knowing people who work in the space, on the government side, they talk about how if you want to get Lockheed or Boeing on the phone or what, you can't. You can't. They think they're so far above the government, the people they're supposed to be interfacing with. They're completely unaccountable. And the cost overruns are insane. This is a big part of the reason why the Pentagon fails every audit, and it's not even close. So all of this money that we're spending in defense and have pathetic incidences like this and, all sorts of problems rife throughout the entire complex.
It's bad, yeah. And that's why, they want to overthrow Venezuela. Maybe. It also could be a total disaster. It really could be. And that's one of the, of course, where...
Right back to our whole democracy building.
We're going to collapse the regime. We're not going to put any boots on the ground.
It's going to be so easy. Mission accomplished. 100-hour plan.
USAID will magically just install this leader, and it'll all work out for the best, right? That's what always happens in this story.
We learn nothing. We learn nothing. We deserve what we get, I guess.
Hey, if you like that video, hit the like button or leave a comment below. It really helps get the show to more people.
And if you'd like to get the full show ad-free and in your inbox every morning, you can sign up at breakingpoints.com.
That's right. Get the full show, help support the future of independent media at breakingpoints.com.